is kind of like a bits and bobs video, so kind of the end of last year, different days over a couple of weeks. I hope you don't mind, like there is some coherent themes, but it's mainly just like things that happen. So I hope you like it. And I also just want to thank Squarespace once again for sponsoring this video, as usual. Squarespace, if you don't know by now, is a website building platform that I use and I've used for years and years. And basically you make beautiful websites. So if you're looking to make a website for your business or for whatever you do, or for just yourself or your kids or something, go to squarespace.com/furrylittlepeach and you get 2 weeks free trial. And if you choose to go with Squarespace because you love it so much, you get a 10% discount on your first purchase. So thank you again, Squarespace, and I hope you guys enjoy this vlog. Yep. Rock and I are going on a road trip very soon. I want to make a vlog for that too, so hopefully there'll be another vlog super soon after you see this one too. Bye! I mean, enjoy!
Sha'an, would you like to do an intro?
Welcome to the VLUG vlog. Hello. Hello from Home Alone. You know that quote? Hello? Such a good line from Home Alone.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I feel like I was just so anxious and now I feel like, yes, things are good. I'm sweating. Anyway. So many thoughts and feelings. I've done a bunch of studies on eucalyptus leaves. I mean, they're probably our most famous flora, or one of, at least globally, surely. Originally I wanted to do something like this, but I feel like it would be nicer if it's just a nice gradient background with a nice simple silhouette of gum leaves, then text over the tops. I think I'll just have to jump into it and see how it looks, and then if it doesn't look good, I'll try again.
It's a very picturesque scene. It's like so well lit. Am I standing on a baby mat right now?
Get your dirty feet off this baby mat. The reason you have the back is for the parents. The reason you have this side is for the kids. I want a dog, Chris. Chris, I want a dog. Oh. No, I totally get where you're coming from.
And I guess there will be version.
Professional. Would you say you're a professional photographer?
No.
How weird. I feel like you are.
Everybody, Sha'an's doing her hair.
Oh, so what are we getting? Because like, okay, maybe not the pink, but look at those. Holy crud. So what I was thinking was creating just like the trees, a gradient version of the trees, and then a rock in the front, and then say, all is calm, all is bright, because that's part of a Christmas carol.
Beautiful.
Just writing it down, all is calm, all is bright.
Yep.
On every single one.
Sha'an, you're going to tear this place down.
Shout out to everyone who watched my stamp making toot. Now, I'm going to make some greeting cards for tomorrow's little fair thingamajig, and I'm going to use the stamps that we made. Oh my freaking god. Oh my god, he doesn't look real. Can I see his paws? Does he walk?
Just like mellow.
Oh my god, why is his fur like that? He feels like a velvet toy. What's his name again? Bento. Bento!
There's no shit.
Does he? Why is he so chilled out for a puppy?
He's very tired. He was just sleeping in the car.
He's so cute. I can't believe you guys are a dog now. This is like the best day of my life. Look at him! Look at him! Hi, cutie. Hi, you sweetheart. Oh my god, I love you so much. You feel like a cactus, like a really soft cactus. I love you. Good boy. Oh god, how can you not just be like so obsessed? Like,
I'm obsessed.
well, why are you guys being freaking out? I feel like I will freak out for months. Thank you for bringing him here. I knew he was going to be cute, but I just didn't know he was going to be this cute.
Oh, BENTO.
Because I never thought that I really liked Shibas that much. Like, I was like, whatever, they're not as good as the hype. Holy shit. They're so good. And also, I feel like he's cuter than any Shiba that I've ever seen in my whole life.
You've probably never seen a puppy though, right?
Yeah, I've never seen a puppy one, but I don't care. Yum. I actually haven't eaten today. I've just been working. I had a meeting with my mentor figure. He was my ex-boss, and basically he works in America now, so I don't see him very often, but it was really refreshing because it reminded me that I want to A, try living overseas at some point, and also B, I need to restructure my business so that it's more sustainable and less like scary for me. I'm so hungry. But we ended up getting coffee, which lasted for like 4 hours, so I forgot to eat. Also, I didn't drink coffee, I had an iced chocolate because coffee is gross.
Wakey wakey time. You have a guest.
How do you open envelopes? I can never do it.
Get a knife.
I'll use the ruler.
This is right.
Anyway, so this is like an independent illustrator lady, and I ordered one of her journals, and it feels like she sent me 2 of them, but she made a forest green journal and like a pink journal. Oh, they're like my perfect journal layout, so I'm really excited. Like, oh, this is beautiful. This is a forest green one. How gorgeous is it? And, oh, this is beautiful. And I was like, they must have been so expensive to make. She's like, yes. And I was like, oh my god.
How much were they to buy?
They're $40 each. Well, I only got one, and then she sent me an extra.
That's cute.
So freaking
What's in
cute.
there?
So, should we open one?
Yeah.
I'll open the
open
pink one.
Well, she left you a note here. Yes.
Oh, I feel so rude. Thank you so much, lovely Sha'an. I hope these diaries witness beautiful things, Bianca. Oh, so nice. Look at the embossing.
They're really nice.
Jesus.
Super high quality.
Wow, this is well the
Wow.
details.
That mat, it's so nice.
She's like a letterer, so she would have done, she's handwritten holidays and stuff in.
Oh.
It's my perfect layout.
She
So
from?
cute. She's just from, I think, Melbourne.
Oh, one. Can I have one?
Yeah, but I want the green one, so you're gonna have to have the pink one.
Hells yeah, I want the pink one.
Because I
anyway.
ordered the green one. Which one do I like, actually? I think I like the green. When I have journals, I like when it has all the days laid out in one spread, and then have like somewhere that I can write my weekly list and then bring it in.
I believe that's called week to a page.
And I like that the weekends are the same width as the normal
Week-
days, because I don't know when I'm working.
Okay.
Thank you, Bianca Cash.
I'm gonna put an ice cream.
I set up the lights and the camera because I was going to film a Q&A, but I really felt blur, and I didn't feel like really doing it. I have no idea why, but for some reason, Ron Rocket suggested that we just do it while getting drive-through. It would be good, and I said, yeah, that would be good.
Because that was an option that involved food.
Yeah. I think iDubbbz did a video about people that eat in their car. It was like a content cop on like food reviewers that eat in their car. Luckily, I'm not reviewing food. I'm reviewing your questions. We're in the car still, and we never left, but somehow we got reported.
Don't lie. We did get out of the car.
I was joking, like, cause, ugh.
Such a liar. Pathological liar.
Rocket's a pathological douche. I got like a salad because I don't know why, okay? New Year's resolutions, etc. But then we also got a super large chips, so whatever. This looks putrid. Should have just gone with a burger.
Yeah, it looks pretty terrible.
I feel like I've got a lot of conflicting styles or ways of working, and I feel like in a way it stops me from doing things as I feel nothing fits aesthetically. Do you have any tips? Should I find one thing and stick to that, or should I keep doing many things? What's your opinion?
I feel like I relate. Let me tell you about my life story.
I was born in 1992.
I think it's purely just having to put in more hours to be able to refine and be able to decide what you want to focus more on. It's just practice, 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 and then...
It's such a lame advice, but it's like so true. The closest thing I have to that is when I was starting out with digital, and I couldn't reconcile my digital style and my traditional style because the mediums were so different that my work in digital was really flat, whereas my traditional work was really, really textured. So I guess my advice would be, if you need to decide whether you want to be a specialized illustrator or designer or whatever creative field you're in, or if you want to be a generalized one. And generalized isn't bad, because generalized, you can get a lot more commercial work. It doesn't rely on your popularity at the time. It doesn't rely on trends because you're able to be a chameleon of sorts.
Yeah.
I have lots of friends that are commercial illustrators and they're killing it. Like Jess. She has a style, like I can tell, it's hers, but she's also really good at just keeping to the brief. And I feel like I can do that in a way too, but I've chosen to be more specialized, and that's just me being opportunistic with how my career has come about. I think if people approach me for my style anyway, so I don't really need to do it, whereas when I was a designer, I'd have to evolve my style a little bit more to suit the client, and that's important too.
It's just hard for people to go down the route of like not being stylized, because instantly, as soon as you see somebody that has this bodywork that's so stylized, you kind of just feel really down about yours, because then you're like, well, they're being able to make a living and they can express themselves and have this like thing that's like theirs.
Yeah. What about Jessica Heish? She does crazy different typography or lettering. Even Gemma.
Yeah.
She does crazy different lettering. And if you're gonna generalize, I think you just need to work really hard to refine lots of your different styles to a certain level. Because what people probably are not as comfortable with is the fact that when you're working with all these different styles, it's a lot slower to like increase your skill set, because you have to refine all these different styles. I think she said something like, should she try and combine them? You can do that. I think you need to find one style first though, or be very sure about all the different styles so that you can figure out which parts to like pluck and morph together. Well, your commercial work is really varied depending on what client it is. Like, you're really good at working to a brief.
Yeah.
And that's really great, and that means you get the really high paying jobs because you're giving the clients exactly what they want at a very high quality.
Yeah, and I'm sort of at that stage as well. I've been doing all this commercial work and I kind of feel like I don't have like my style, and then I get really envious of everyone around me that has this style. And now I'm sort of pursuing something as well, which is just like driven by myself, and you can always do that later on.
I think we're too pressured to get everything done now and make it perfect now. We all need to relax a little bit, because it's like burning everyone out and making everyone feel like crap.
It is.
Just be happy. Make what makes you feel happy. Do you and Rocket have any non-career goals in mind? Could be for the year or for like long-term goals, etc. Hope you're both well.
Like somebody there is just trying to fish to see if we're going to get married.
You're not my husband and you never will be. But I don't really have any non-career related goals, because like my career is like what makes me happy, and it's my whole life. What about like living overseas? We want to do that eventually.
We have a couple places in mind. I wanted to, for this year, buy a new car. Ticked that one off. Or one day I'd like to buy a house.
But that might never happen.
Yeah.
How have you found integrating iPad and Wacom elements into your more analog practice?
Good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. Thank you, Bella, for the great question. It's been really difficult for me because I haven't been able to easily and convincingly achieve like the textures and feel that I want. At the end of last year, I really established a more simple style. It's almost like a part of my work that can be simple. like reviewing the motifs that I used in my work for, so like the houses, the trees, and having those motifs that I use in my watercolor work and drawings meant that it could easily translate to digital because it wasn't about the style, it was about what the subject was, and you know what I mean? And the simplicity of it. The iPad made it a lot easier at first because, like, with my Wacom I initially had like an Intuos, so I didn't have a screen on it, and so having the iPad, being able to see where I was drawing and also the realistic feel of the pencil was really good, and that was kind of like a bridge for me to using the Wacom, which I got because I did a job with them creating some like artwork for their magazine. So I use the iPad for portable stuff when we're traveling or just going to cafes and working or doing sketches, and then I use the Wacom for like heavy duty work, like doing vector illustration and doing like big Photoshop files.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about improvement / motivation to get better as an artist?
Again, practice.
Motivation though?
I don't really want to answer it because my answer is basically just going to be like quoting you, because
I'm such an influencer.
I think your answer to motivation is actually genuinely really good.
Basically, what I tell Rocket if he feels unmotivated is that feeling motivated is not the way to work. You need discipline. So basically, you need to force yourself to work, especially when you're a professional creative, because you're not always going to want to draw and you're not always going to want to take photos, but there's deadlines and they don't move just because you don't feel like it. So you need to get into the habit of being able to work when you need to. And that doesn't mean you need to burn yourself out. You need to recognize when you're burning out and when you're just feeling lazy. And I've said that before, like complacency versus laziness, but basically it's like when I'm like, oh, how do I lose weight? And it's like, go to the gym. And it's like, ugh, I didn't want that answer. I wanted an easy way. There's no easy way. Even I have it where I'm like, I don't feel like doing it, and so I'm just like, I have to do it. And even though the start's just kind of like, I want to die, not literally, once you get into it, then it gets a lot easier. Once you know that you can just jump into it and just push yourself to do it even though you don't want to, it won't seem so difficult each time you do it. We all face it, we can all get over it, we just have to do it. If it becomes stagnant and you feel like you can't work, sometimes changing your location gives you like a fresh start.
Oh, we do it all the time.
It's very distracting to be in the studio because there's so many things. But if you go to a cafe and all you have is what you need to be working on, for example, like video editing or emails or photo editing or sketches or pitching, then you have to get it done because there's no other distraction of like, oh, maybe I'll just work on this or maybe I'll just play video games.
I always find it also just feels like motivating as well. I look up and there's just like, I don't know, people that look successful and people are just living their life, and then you're like, you know what, it really is not very big.
I think you're different to a lot of people, baby, because you get motivated when you see things that you would like.
Yeah.
But comparison and stuff is not good for a lot of people. Like, that person has that, I'll never have that. It makes me sad. Whereas you're like, that person has that, I want that, I'm getting that. Are you working towards any sort of solo show this year or potentially another launch event for your next book project? I love your work and sharing it with as many people as possible is a blessing for us all. And her name's Fern, I think. Or that's her username, but still cute. I would love to do a solo show this year. That's one of my major goals. And then I would love to do like a mini solo show too, because I want to learn how to do like ceramics and paint some vases, but we'll see if that one happens. That's kind of on the back burner. I'm not sure if I'll launch my next book this year because it's a bit late and I still haven't submitted my manuscript, so I think it's going to have to be like a 2019 release.
I'm going to be in a group exhibition.
Oh shit. We have a group exhibition on Wednesday, which is going to be like the coming Wednesday after this is released. Here is the flyer. Buh! It's a bunch of like established Sydney-based artists that are trying a new medium. So the group show is like just kind of like a challenge. I'm using gouache. Rocket's going to be drawing, I think, or painting. So I'm doing some form of non-photographic work. Yeah, come see us if you want to. We're probably going to be there all night, so yay.
Yeah, do it.
And Bento might be there. If you don't like us, come for Bento.
Yeah, I'd do that.
I feel like that's enough. Do you?
I just want to thank Squarespace again for sponsoring this video. I think I've said everything that I can say about how much I love Squarespace, so I'm just going to say Squarespace is a super, super versatile platform, and I think whoever you are, you'll be able to find and create a website that's perfect for you. So I definitely recommend it. Like, I've used platforms before that allow you to move like everything around without any grids or without like sticking anywhere, and it is a disaster. They've basically given you all the tools that you need to make an amazing website. If you would love to try Squarespace, no pressure, you get 2 weeks
free trial. So that means you can build your website and have it up for 2 weeks, see how it is for you, see what your friends think, see what your audience thinks. Whoever's looking at this website, see what they think. And if you love it, you can get 10% off your first discount by going to squarespace.com/furrylittlepeach. Thank you for watching. Have a lovely day. See ya. I'll see you soon, hopefully. I want to hear my prediction.
Yeah, what's your prediction?
I reckon that in 500 years, humans won't have pinky toes.
Yeah?
Because why do we need them? We don't.
They help me balance.
Like, if you're a monkey, obviously, their pinky toes are so long, sweetheart.
Yeah.
And now they've shrunk.
That's
because
true.
we don't need them. Soon we'll just be 2 thumbs texting. Maybe some index fingers too.
Yeah, that's nice. Anyway, we're going home now.
Track,
Do you like my fringe?
Track my face. Track my face.